Okay, for number one over here, do we have a side and opposite angle? No, which means of cosines. Which side are we going to be finding? C. I set it up that way so you guys didn't have to rearrange the formula. Now, we're going to do an example right after this where you do have to rearrange the formula. But here, C squared is going to equal. There we go. Now I'm going to do the square root of, just so I don't have to come back and do that. .02. 21.02 feet for C. How do I find one of my angles? First of all, which angle do I want to find first? I want to find B because A looks like it could be obtuse. So I'm going to do the 21.02 over sine of 19 degrees, 12 over the sine of B. So I'm going to cross multiply and divide. Sine of 19 times 12 divided by 21.02. Sounds about right. Well, we get the point 1859, right? So yes, B is the inverse side of that. Second sine, second answer. 10.71 degrees is correct. So that's telling us that we're pretty sure A is, well, we're not pretty sure, we're very sure A is obtuse. Because we take the 180 minus 19 minus 10.71, 150.29. Make sense? Okay. Any questions on number one you want me to go over? Number two, do we have a side and opposite angle? Yes, we do. Which one? So we'll take 27 over the sine of 17 degrees. Now, the only other piece of information we have is the 42. That's going to go over sinus C. Now, before we do too much here, we're going to have to decide, do we trust the picture that C is obtuse? Okay. That's the one thing that we do have to trust the picture on, is that's an obtuse angle. I made it beyond question that it's bigger than the right angle. So C is obtuse. So we're going to cross multiply and divide. 27 times, oops, I crossed multiplied the wrong way. Yeah, sine of 17 times 42. Divided by 27 is 0.4548. So we do an inverse sine. You get 27.05, but that's not our answer, is it? Our answer, 180 minus 27.05, is 152.95 degrees. So that's our angle, 152.95. Now we can find B, it's 10.05 degrees, just by adding together and subtracting from 180. To find side B, well, we've got that 27 over the sine of 17 degrees again. Little b over the sine of 10.05. Cross multiply and divide. So 27 times sine of 10.05 divided by sine of 17. 16.12 inches. Anybody have both of those all correct? Any questions on them? So yeah, we did the inverse sine, we got 27.05. 180. Yep. 152.95 is this one, right? Now to find this angle, you take 180 minus the 152 minus the 17, leaves only 10.05 degrees. So it's a very small angle. Now for this one, I'm going to give you that this angle here is 32 degrees. Yes, 27 feet, and this is 32 feet. Find the missing pieces. Let's come up with. Okay, so here we go. This is a law of cosine situation. There is no side and opposite angle. The side that we're looking for is A. That's the only side that's missing. Now, unlike Pythagorean theorem, it's always going to be plus on the right side. It's going to be a squared plus b squared or c squared plus b squared in this case, minus the two, whatever. We just have to adjust the letters. The operations won't change. So this is going to be 32 squared plus 27 squared minus 2 times 32 times 27 times the cosine of the 32 degrees. Would it make a difference if he did 27 first and then 32 squared? No, makes no difference. So then let's find what A is. I'm going to do the square root right away. Wait, 16.96 for A. For finding an angle, then I have the 16.96 over the sine of 32. Which side do I want to use first, the 27 or the 32? 27, yes. Always want to use the smaller one first. That's going to be over the sine of B. Cross multiply and divide. Yeah, we get 0.8437. So yeah, doing the inverse sine gives us 57.54. I'm good. You may have wrote that down and punched it back in instead of using. Did you use the answer? Okay. Something got just a touch off then. So that is what, 80. Does it make sense? 90.46. There's one where we definitely would have been too close to call. You would have got a sine. The inverse sine would have actually came up as 89.54. Well, 89.54 and 90.46, there's no way to tell from the picture which one that is. Find the missing angles. Okay, let's take a look at this one. We don't have any of the angles here. So let's just pick one. It really does not matter which. Let's pick angle C. This is an application of our law of cosines. So it's going to be 37 squared equals 28 squared plus 34 squared minus 2 times 28 times 34 times the cosine of angle C. Bless you. Bless you again. So now cosine of C becomes our variable. We're going to solve for that. So what I can combine here is I can combine this here, and I can combine this here. This all multiplies the cosine of C, so I can multiply it all together. 2 times 28 times 34. That's going to be 1904. So this will be minus 1904 cosine C. These two can be combined, 28 squared plus 34 squared, 1940. On the left side, I got 37 squared, 1369. Now I'm still solving for this cosine of C here. So I'm going to subtract the 1940. Subtracting 1940 gives me 581, no, 71. Negative 571 there. Equals negative 1904 cosine C. And then we'll divide by negative 1904. Cosine C equals 571 divided by 1904. Notice I left the negatives off because the negative divided by negative equals a positive. That's 0.2999. And that's just an inverse cosine. At 72.55 degrees. Once you find one angle, then of course, we can find the rest because now we have a side and an opposite angle. 37 over the sine of 72.55 equals, we'll do the smaller one, 34 over the sine of B. Cross multiply and divide. Actually, I didn't do the smaller one. Yeah. Do I need to, does it matter here which one I use? 37 is already the biggest side, right? So if C were going to be obtuse, if any angle were going to be obtuse, it would be C. But you're right, 28 is the smaller one, but in this case, it won't matter. So sine 72.55 times 34 divided by 37.8766. So B is an inverse sine of that, 61.24. And then we just add them up and subtract from 180 to get that A is 46.21. You guys want to try another one of those? Are you guys okay with those, finding the missing angle? One more? Okay. Trying to figure out just how mean I should be. It's Monday. Try that one. Anybody get an answer? How long is this side here? 63. If I add those two together, how long are they? 61. Which means even if they were straight, they would never reach each other. One little unknown rule, not unknowns, but seldom used rule of triangles is any two sides have to add up to be more than the third side. Here, those two do not add up to be more than the third side. They did make me a math teacher because I'm a nice guy. How about we try this one? Find the angles. Pick an angle, any angle. A. So that means it's going to be 27 squared equals 32 squared plus 35 squared minus 2 times 32 times 35 times the cosine of angle A. Those are times, by the way, there. So 27 squared. 729 equals, we're going to combine 32 squared and 35 squared. 2249 minus 2 times 32 times 35. 2240 times the cosine of A. We now subtract 2249. We get, oh, what do we get? Negative 1520 over here equals negative 2240 cosine A. So we divide by the negative 2240. So 1520 negative divided by 2240 negative. 0.6786 equals cosine of A. So we do an inverse cosine. A is 47.27. How many of you had that for angle A? Or something really close to it? Up to here? You just had to do the inverse cosine after that. Of course, once you have that angle, it's just lost signs to find the other ones. I'd probably use the 32 to find angle C first, just to be safe. Well, there's good news. And there's bad news. Good news is there's no new homework today. Bad news is I'm giving you a quiz to take home. More bad news is we are pretty much at the end of Unit 2. Tomorrow we'll do some review, and you'll get a test to take home with you tomorrow.